Привет.
Hi guys. So we had a fire alarm in the office that would not stop going off. That was fun. Yeah, it was like crazy loud. And so then I tried to log on from my phone, but it started another meeting rather than log me into this one because I was logged in here. So technical difficulties aside, how's everyone's day going?
Good.
Good. Awesome. So Brett is connecting right now. There he is. Hi, Brett.
Hey, Lori, how you doing?
I'm waiting for everyone to get on because, yeah, that was fun. Fire alarm in the office building, and it went off for like 5 minutes. And the guy trying to shut it off couldn't shut it off. Oh.
Oh, geez.
Okay. So, hi, everyone. Yeah, that woke me right up, let me tell you. So, I'm really excited to have Brett join us. Those of you that have not used Director's Mortgage, Brett is amazing. He runs the team there for the Burns team, and he has been able to close things that I thought, okay, what are we going to do in this situation? And he's just like, oh yeah, that's not a problem. Here, how about this? And he comes up with some great solutions. And I've used him personally, so I can definitely attest to the fact that he's awesome. They have a ton of products and a lot of different things. So definitely excited that you were able to join us. And I don't know how many people were trying to log on and it said I had another meeting going, which was not the case. I was just trying to log in from my phone because of a fire alarm. So I think that we're going to send out an email and let everyone know that it's back on and there's no issues. So if it's okay with you, Brett, I'm probably going to give it just a couple of minutes just so that people decide about that. Is there anything fun and exciting that has been going on in your world that you want to share about?
You know, I mean, I think the biggest one for us is just with where rates are. So, I mean, you know, we keep, you know, every time rates keep kind of hitting a new record low, it keeps seeming to go even lower. So this week's, you know, again, another low where, I mean, we're consistently seeing, you know, conventional and government 30-year fixed in the twos now. So, you know, we're just creeping into the upper twos, which is, you know, just crazy to think of, but it's, you know, a huge help for, you know, buying power for our clients. You know, in a time of things being a little bit nervous out there, you know, clients at least get an awesome rate locked in as being something a positive. So guidelines are looking good there. There was a little bit of tightening up, you know, at the beginning of the year with some of the COVID, you know, implications, but almost everything's returned. Some lenders are still being a little bit, you know, picky on that stuff, but, you know, for our side, you know, when you go direct to Fannie, Freddie, FHA, VA, there's really not many overlays. So in regards to COVID.
Fixed conventionals at right now?
Sorry, I cut out for a sec. Could you repeat that?
What are your 30-year fixed conventionals at today?
Oh, rate-wise? So I would say, I mean, I locked one guy this morning at 2.875. So a little bit depends on credit score and loan-to-value ratio, but, I mean, it's definitely the best it's been in my 16 years. So, I mean, just amazing numbers.
Yeah, when I started, we were at 9%. So to hear 2.875 on a 30-year fixed, I mean, I'd seen those on ARMs, like a one-year ARM or something crazy. But yeah.
Second properties right now.
This is the time for people to buy. I mean, refinancing is great, but they have an opportunity to really keep their payment, lower it, or keep it the same and move up, because I can't believe that, because I'd seen like the twos in private banking, but not in just regular conventional. So that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, took a while for the market to shake out, you know, in the bond market, but now that it has, you know, there's just great rates, and it's actually been pretty consistent again, which, you know, 2-3 months ago we saw a lot of volatility, which is always hard. You're quoting a client, you know, one rate, then it's moving the next week, and then it's moving. So it's been nice to see them not only come down, but be pretty consistent again. So I know, as you guys well know, there's not a ton of inventory, so that's the tricky part. So it's nice to at least, you know, have that reassurance for the client of, hey, while we're looking, rates are more consistent right now. So, you know, we're not going to maybe find a house tomorrow, but hey, if it's a month from now, you know, things are still looking pretty dang steady. So
awesome. All right. Well, I think we've given it enough time, and I know that you have lots to do today. So I'm just going to say we're
Sure.
going to record it, and we will share it later. Because I always share
Awesome.
the weekly meetings on our Facebook page for the agents. So I
Okay.
figured might as well just go for it. Don't want to keep you all day.
Perfect. Well, that's okay. So, well, a couple pieces that I wanted to kind of mention that are a little bit different about directors, and Lori's kind of known through experience would be is first just our structure is our Bellevue office is our regional headquarters. So right in the office here, we do all processing, underwriting, docs, and funding. You know, that's a huge goal of ours is just as files can be complicated or there's so many different guidelines out there, it's nice to have the file truly underwritten up front. So every pre-approval we do, since our underwriters are here, we have it fully pre-approved. So kind of my biggest goal is I want to get our pre-approvals prepped for you guys so that the only things left are property-specific items such as title and appraisal so that there's no concerns at all once we've made that offer and are accepted that we're going to have something client-wise pop up. So that's helped out a lot just making things smoother, but also when you get those tough transactions that we really got to strategize on, you know, out of the gates, we can just sit down a little more of that old school mindset with the underwriters and say, what's the right way to put this plan together? Versus I think sometimes it's more of stick it against the wall and see, or throw it against the wall and see if it sticks, which is definitely not the best strategy for loans. So that's a huge goal of how we have things prepped for us. A couple of specialty programs that we've done a lot of is our bridge loan. So in today's environment, you know, definitely a tricky one to make a contingent offer. So a lot of clients are sitting in a pretty good equity position. So what our bridge loan does is it lets us tap into the current equity of the property that they're looking to eventually sell, but prior to the sale, and use that for the down payment on the new house. So that way we can make a true non-contingent offer, and they can leverage that equity. And then once they do sell, the bridge loan's paid off, they're allowed to take any additional equity and put it towards that new mortgage. So that way they don't have to refi. So ultimately they're getting that same long-term loan like if they would have sold the house up front, but don't have to go through the process of finding temporary living or trying to make a contingent offer. So that's been one of our biggest kind of specialty products that we've done lately, given the current marketplace. The other item that's helped us in, you know, again, a competitive marketplace, saying how can we differentiate? You know, we like to try to close quick or, you know, have it pre-underwritten. But the other piece we do is a $5,000 earnest money guarantee. So on every single pre-approval we do, we'll guarantee the earnest money up to $5,000. And essentially kind of where that comes into play is, you know, if we're getting into a competitive situation, for anything separate of the inspection, we can release that earnest money. So I have a lot of agents that would write a deal saying, okay, upon mutual inspection, we'll make $5,000 of our earnest money non-refundable. Which, you know, a lot of clients may feel nervous about it, but knowing that Directors is going to guarantee that, there's no risk to the client. And that's for anything, whether it's low appraisal, they lose their job, something happens with their credit, we're going to guarantee it for them. But I've had a lot of offers where that's maybe just that last little piece that bumped us over to say, okay, we've done our escalation clause, we've maybe done a pre-inspect, every little piece we can, but by, you know, releasing that $5K earnest money after the inspection, it shows a little bit more confidence to the sellers, and it gives them a little more assurance. Hey, they're getting some money no matter what. So that's been kind of a fun piece we've added at no extra cost or no risk at all to the client, but helped us, you know, stand out from the crowd on those offers, since so much of that today is multiple offers.
That's before even appraisal?
That's correct. So really what we're saying is on our side is, hey, we understand, and we've written some checks, but for us, we look at it just like a marketing expense to say, okay, in general, we don't have that many low appraisals, or in general, there's not that many people that lose their job last minute, so we're okay to take that risk versus saying, hey, Mr. Client, you got to risk your $5,000, because that's a tougher conversation for a lot of buyers depending on their price point. So yeah, so really honestly, for every single thing except the inspection, we do that, and that comes on every pre-approval that we offer.
Well, that's nice.
So yeah, it's been a fun tool. So I mean, I think as we're all out there today, it's just how do we differentiate our offer? So whether it's the bridge loan or the earnest money guarantee, or, you know, I personally love to do little videos and calls to the listing agent to try to, you know, reassure the confidence that, hey, this is a true pre-approval, we have the items. But those are a few of the pieces that we like to do to kind of try to differentiate in the sense of, you know, standing out of the crowd for us. So.
Okay.
Any other challenges at all you guys are facing on the financing side right now?
So can you explain again, you said you guys specialize in the bridge loan, right?
Yeah, so
So
that's
what
one
is
of
the
our
interest
portfolio
rate?
products.
I mean, what is kind of the interest rate now
Yeah,
for that?
sure. So on the bridge loan for us, the interest rate is typically prime plus 3. So today that it would be 6.25%.
Okay.
So essentially how we would structure it is if a client was maybe buying a new house of 500,000 and we wanted to borrow 100,000 worth of equity from the current house, we would do a traditional mortgage, 400,000 on the new house, maybe at 3 or 2.875. So that would be their long-term mortgage. But for that 100,000 down payment, we could borrow that on the current house at that 6.25%. Now, for most clients, they normally would have that house either listed or just planning to list it right after the new house. So I've had a lot of clients where they actually don't even make a single payment on the bridge because their current house closes so quick, but we give up to 6 months if they need it. So typically it's a pretty dang short-term piece for them, and the payment's just a very basic interest only because we want to help with that cash flow, but normally it's a pretty short-lived loan based on timing of the current home sale.
Got it.
So, Brett, I think between the guarantee on the earnest money and the fact that a lot of brokers on the east side know you or work with you, it's nice because
Sure.
Brett he will talk to the listing broker, and when they talk to him, they feel definitely assured, oh, these are strong buyers. So that really, people are asking, how do you put an edge on the multi-offer situations? Being able to make the 5,000 after inspection, non-refundable, release it to the seller. That's a great thing to make them feel confident. Then you add in the fact that people know him and he has a great reputation. They've already been underwritten. It's pre-underwritten. Those are all things that are going to make a difference when he talks to and you talk to the listing agent.
Yeah.
That's our goal for us.
Awesome. So for those of you who are just joining, this is Brett Burns from Directors Mortgage. We had a little bit of we had a fire alarm at the office. I'm literally watching the fire truck drive by right now. So we had a little bit of a kind of weird start where I tried to log on from my phone and surprise, my phone started a different meeting. So sorry about that if you tried to get on earlier. So Brett went over a couple of things and the recording will be available. We'll send it out on the Facebook page as well so that Brett doesn't have to repeat the entire thing again. But I just really want to thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us and really talk about the things that definitely make a difference. And the fact that we're at 2.875, I still can't wrap my head around that. I'm still like, what? How is that even possible? I mean, even a few years ago, 5% was like a steal. So it's awesome to see that. And it really does open up home ownership to a lot more people. So that could be something, that we talk about and share. So thank you so much, Brett. I appreciate you coming.
Of course. Well, thanks for the invite. And anytime there's a question or scenario on the financing side, I'm definitely more than happy to help out.
Yep. And I shared your email, bburns@directors, there's an S in there, directorsmortgage.net, on the chat in here as well. And what phone number would you like me to share with them? The office number?
425
Huh?
442
Mhm.
8240.
All right, so I put that in the chat as well so that you guys have that contact information to, give him a call, shoot him an email. He is excellent at running scenarios by and just getting as much information. He will explain why products are good for a client. He'll explain which products would work the best. It's awesome. So he's always there to chat, and I just always really appreciate that. And like I said, anytime that you're trying to deal with the multiple offers, if you can make part of your earnest money non-refundable, that's a huge benefit as well. So them guaranteeing $5,000 is really nice. So we appreciate all that you do, and I'm really glad that I got a chance to introduce you to the team here. And I have shared your contact info So you guys, if you
Perfect.
have any more questions for Brett, definitely do reach out. He's great about answering and returning calls.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Very nice to meet you all, and look forward to talking soon.
Thanks, Brett.
Thank you.
So
Bye-bye.
bye. I'm really glad that we got a chance to hear from someone that kind of talks about different things that we can do to strengthen our offers, because I think everybody is dealing with multiple offers at this point. I really want to push getting listings as much as possible right now because the inventory is just low. And with rates at 2.875, we are going to continue to see people, clamoring to buy. And, there are people who can't necessarily change how much they're putting down. They can't change, different things about their offer, but being able to make, where Directors is guaranteeing up to $5,000 of their earnest money, that's a great way to take the offer, if they're not making it subject to inspection, to say, hey, we'll make up to $5,000 non-refundable and release it to you at this date. That's going to be a huge bonus that I think people are going to really kind of go, oh, okay. So, they're saying strongly that they believe they'll be able to close on the house. So definitely something to look at. We still want to do offer letters, have great communication with the listing broker. That's a huge thing, is making sure we are communicating as much as possible with listing brokers. But all of those things combined, I think that we can definitely start getting our offers to the top of the pile. And, you guys don't have to use Brett, but it's just another tool from the tool belt. And that's why I'll introduce you to more than one of different people that do things. But each lender that I work with kind of specializes in one thing. And one of the things that I really appreciate Directors for is because they are local. The Bellevue office, just right down the road, has really everything there. The underwriters, everything's in-house. So he's able to, when he gets a pre-approval, that's going to close, unless for some reason there's, like you said, a job loss or any of those things. But with their earnest money guarantee, Directors will cut the check and pay the $5,000 if you release that and they're not able to close it. So if you have questions about that, definitely talk to him. Just trying to give you guys as many tools as possible to help push everyone to the next level so that we do win in the multi-offers. We're not chasing, trying to find our clients a house, because I've heard that over and over and over again, is people trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to make my offer the best offer? What can I do to get an offer accepted? Because I've written, 10, 12 offers for these people and they keep losing. So that's why I thought, having a lender on is definitely something that's going to make a difference. So how is everybody's week going? Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Hi, everybody. I have a couple of buyers. They're looking potentially in Mukilteo. So I have a question, if anybody's selling right now, like what's activities over there? This is a very local question, of course, but maybe somebody can share. No? Okay.
I don't have any buyers currently in Mukilteo.
Or just maybe previously. I never, deal with this area, so I have no idea what's going on. But if anybody can share some ideas.
It's been 7 years since I've been there. What about you?
I sold a condo there last year. That's not a house. It was pretty competitive.
Okay, still.
I think everything competitive as long as the price is right.
Right.
Okay.
Even
That's
though the price isn't right now, I feel like it's still competitive. People, they'll underprice a house in one area and they get, 70 offers and it goes way above asking price. And then in the same area, you see somebody else list and they're listing at above what the multi-offer drove the price to, and they're still going pending. Some of these I haven't seen what they closed at, but it's shocking just to watch how fast everything's flying off the market.
I lost an offer the other day in Issaquah. On seller disclosure, they said that they had water damage and they fixed it all, but we want an inspection. It's over $800,000 house. You want an inspection. They had 5 offers, 5 other offers, no inspection. So that's why we lost. But I'm like, I would suggest inspection, like even pre-inspection. We didn't have time to do a pre-inspection, unfortunately. But people are just buying again like crazy.
And I love the fact that you said, hey, look at this on the seller's disclosure. You probably want to do an inspection, because the agents who will just write an offer and throw people into houses just to, throw them in, and they're saying, hey, no inspection, no this, no that.
No.
There's a point where, those brokers aren't going to be in the business any longer, because they're not doing what there is to do. They're not taking care of their clients the way that they should.
No, I always suggest it. It's crazy not to have inspection with water damage. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I get it if it's a house that's only like, 3 or 4 years old,
Yeah.
construction, and it's going to be multiple offers. Like, I get it. I still am not going to advise my clients to do no inspection. I'm always going to advise my clients to have an inspection. But that's up to them. And you can explain to them why it makes their offer a better offer. But you can be like, we have to waive inspection, right? Legally, we can't. There's a form, they sign, all that good stuff. So, definitely look at that. How are you guys doing for prospecting listings right now?
So I was looking for a house for my buyers who cannot overbid anyone in the bidding wars that are going right now. So I found one house off market, which is going to be listed in a week. But if you have a buyer for a 4-bedroom house in Lake Stevens for $450,000, please let me know. Probably we can make Lake Stevens. Yeah, it's a 4-bedroom house, 2-story, huge garage. Actually, it's a 2-story garage, so you can make more room in this house if you need. And it looks very good. It's on a corner lot. It has a backyard. It has a
You're
front
listing
yard.
it? Are you listing it, or it's?
No, because the owner has a real estate license. But just in case, if you have a buyer and you are in the same situation as my buyers, like can it win in a bidding war? Let me know.
Well, and Mila, did you hear what Brett was talking about? I don't know if you got that part of the call.
No, I joined later.
Okay, so Brett Burns from Directors Mortgage, his info is in the chat, was just talking about how directors, if they issue a pre-approval, they'll guarantee up to $5,000 of the client's earnest money. You can get a pre-approval from him, and they'll cover it if they can't close it. So you can actually release like the earnest money. Say, hey, we'll give $5,000 in earnest money, and you can release it. So that's one of the ways to make your offer look better. That's why I'm trying to give tools in the tool belt for multiple offers. If someone's been underwritten, so really they would have to basically lose their job in order not to close. Directors will still cover the $5,000, up to $5,000 in earnest money. So
that sounds very good.
There's a couple of, you can talk to your lender and say, hey, will you guarantee earnest money? To figure out, okay, what tools are going to work depending on who the buyers are. If you know that they're going to be an FHA buyer all day, it's a tough market for FHA buyers right now. I'm not going to lie. You're not going to win against a 20% down, right? Unless you have something in your tool belt that's going to compel the sellers. Well, giving them $5,000 right after inspection, or, if it's no inspection, there's different ways to work that. But I feel like that is a nice tool to have in your tool belt and something available to you.
Thank you.
Yep. And this, we'll share the meeting on the agent page as well, so you can go back and hear him talk about it. So anybody else got any listings coming up that they're excited about?
Oh yeah, I might have another listing today in Bellevue. So it's a split level house, and the sellers are hoping to get $1 million out of it. So if you have any buyers looking in that area, please let me know.
Okay. Sounds awesome.
So keep me in mind, please.
Hi. Sorry, visitors in the office. Still in the meeting. So, okay, I'm gonna go to the office. Oh, wait, no, it's okay. Anyways, little disturbance in the office.
Welcome back.
Hi. So,
I have a question.
yeah.
So we all dealing with multiple offers, right? I have lately 4 offers and then 5 offers. So everybody in the same spot. That means we probably can predict prices will go up. What do you
I've been in a situation with 15 offers. So
Oh
5
yeah,
is nothing.
okay, sounds, I don't know how. So I basically want to say I shouldn't advise my buyers to wait, right? Because looks like prices will go probably up.
Of
What do you think?
course, because of the bidding wars, the prices are going up. So we had a situation where the house was on the market for 100,000.
Okay,
Made an offer
where?
for 10, which is 20% up or 25% up, and somebody offered $530,000.
Okay, yeah, I also met like that. So up 80,000, like that. No problem. Yeah. So where you have your multiple offers? I had like one Kenmore, then Bellevue. So other areas, where do you have your multiple offers, guys? Let me know.
Everywhere.
Sounds
like everywhere.
Yeah, because I having a lot of conversation with buyers now, and they say, should we wait? How long should we wait? And I said, guys, don't wait, but I want to make sure, other people dealing with same situation as me.
Because the reasons not to rate that you really want to stress to them is when interest rates go up, even if prices go down, their payment is not going to change.
Good
right?
point.
And as long as they're buying to stay in that house for more than 5 years, even if we see prices stagnant right now, that people are not, you're not going to see a problem with interest rates being as low as they are. Your payment is still going to be less than anything else. So I really tell buyers right now is not the time to wait. And I have so many people listening to like the Susie Ormans and other people saying, wait till September or October. Why? So they can have higher interest rates? Our market is not the Midwest. We are not going to have, this massive job loss here. We have Microsoft on the east side. We have a healthy real estate market here. So I try and tell them, please don't listen to national things. Pay attention to local.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So does anybody else have any questions?
Anybody try? I'm thinking I have buyer, they want to buy in Issaquah. So I'm thinking to go maybe houses and say, hey, I have buyer, maybe I should write a letter. Anybody try this approach?
I've done that a lot. I go rather to the Facebook groups because postage gets really expensive when you're talking about mailing to.
I can go houses, I can just leave them, those letters. I can
door knock?
I even don't have to door knock. I just can leave those letters,
Well,
Actually,
you might need to get a permit. Just double check. Yeah, a permit if you're going to be leaving leaflets.
Peddler's permit.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. What is that?
Let's check with the city that you're trying to go and do that. I know in Renton, you have to get a peddler's permit that's only good for like 6 months or a year, and you have to renew it. Otherwise, you could be potentially in violation.
Yeah. So
Every single city?
No, it depends.
Some cities have it, some don't. You got to check with the one you're going in.
I got it. Okay, good to know. How does it call? Can you please write it on the chat so I will know what permit I'm looking at?
Yep. So, well, peddler's permit. Yep. So, they're called different things in different places. So you just want to make sure that wherever you're doing, also you want to make sure that as far as HOAs and other things are concerned, you want to make sure that you're able to do that.
Okay. It's about if I want to leave something. If I will talk with them, it's okay. Don't want to have permit.
Yeah. So you just want to make sure that wherever you're doing, you check, local regulations.
Yeah, I will take a look. Thank you. Good.
Yeah, no worries. Because door knocking, when you go and you just talk to people, you don't usually need a permit for that. But if you're leaving pamphlets and door hanging things, you do need a permit.
I wonder why.
Because they don't want a lot of stuff left on current places.
Okay.
Yeah. So
then still question is, anybody tried it was beneficial?
I have definitely done a lot of door knocking. I don't necessarily leave things. If you're like letting someone know about an open house, that's when I've left stuff places. Like if I have a listing and I'm door knocking to let the neighbors know that I have a listing and then I'm gonna have an open house at a certain time, then I'll leave like a little flyer about the open house, because that you're basically notifying the neighbors. And I write like a little note that basically says, here's our open houses, if it causes any traffic, because that's when I would do mega opens where I would have 50 or 100 people through an open. So you're putting out the big signs, I'd host barbecues, like I've done that. And so when you're doing something like that, you want to notify the neighbors. So that's when I would leave like little flyers kind of about that. Right now, I would love to talk about mega opens and train you guys how to do them. Unfortunately, we can't do them right now. So that's not really a reason to go door knock. But if you're just door knocking, looking for a listing,
yes,
you could write basically a letter. I'm trying to think if you can get emails, because if you get emails through like Ticor Tech Farm, and that might be a question for Tia, who was on a few weeks ago during this call. So do you guys have Tia's information or a Ticor rep?
what is this?
Amy Rados, who I work with.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to email through their portal system. They don't actually reveal the whole email address to you, and I think it's a paid feature, but it's.
Oh yeah. So I pay for my farming through Ticor, so you might want to check with them and just see like what the deal is.
I have a question. Actually, like I know that Snohomish County right now is on stage 3, so they are doing the open houses right now, by the way.
Wow.
But the question, but the good question is also, is during the quarantine, it's okay to still door knock?
If you are masked, you have to be masked, and when people answer the door, you have to practice social distancing, which I do regardless. But what I would do in Snohomish, absolutely you can door knock. In certain areas, as long as you're masked, you could door knock. I'm not recommending door knocking right now because people are not necessarily excited to have a masked person at the door.
Right. Mm-hmm. But yes, Snohomish. So Elena, you might be lucky with the Mukilteo listing.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to do an open house.
Yeah, I don't have a listing yet. But
You got a buyer, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's interesting because, depending, how big of an area are you looking at? Where they're looking? Like, is it just a neighborhood, Elena?
They have like, Mukilteo overall, like couple of them, actually, very strange. They say, we'll live there, we want to buy right there.
Okay. Well, I really would go into Mukilteo, like buy-sell groups and say, hey, I have multiple buyers. Here's what they're looking for. Do you know anyone that's looking to sell their home?
You mean Facebook groups?
Yeah,
Mukilteo Facebook. There is any? Okay. Good
yeah,
idea.
search it. Go search it. It might be like Mukilteo Everett. It might be Linwood. Like with Mukilteo, it might have multiple names on it, but just put it in Mukilteo groups, search, and some will pop up. And join those.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there is something come up.
No worries.
Thank you.
So, all right, guys, are there any other questions for me? Oh, KV Core, please go vote on the Facebook poll I put up. Say what you want. Do you want KV Core? Do you want us to, because I'm also looking at other alternatives and I'm going to be doing demos next week with them. So we're going to set up a training for whatever CRM is in place. But if you have a CRM that you want, comment on the poll. Say, hey, go look at this one. Let me know what you guys want to do with a CRM. All right?
Yeah.
Well, then I think we're done. If nobody else has anything, I will check in with you guys all next week. Also, if any of you guys have any buyers for 1.4 down in Lakewood, let me know. My listing's coming. Yay! All right. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good day.
Bye.